What is up, everyone? So today is D-Day because we've got the gearbox ready and we can mount it onto the chassis, right? No, we can't. Why? Because I'm a dork and I totally forgot to do one thing. So we have to go a few steps back. Great. Look at that, guys. It looks perfect, right? Yes, it does. And I'm really proud of that. But what about the inside of the tunnel? Yeah, that's the problem. I was thinking about it when I was painting it and doing the undercoat, but I totally forgot to do something about it. I looked inside through that hole and there is still a lot of stuff inside. We have some leaves in there, flakes of an old paint, I guess, and a lot of rust. And this is crazy because I used a vacuum and compressed air to get rid of all of that, but it magically came back, and I think that it was trapped here and here, and that is why I didn't get it with the vacuum. So the plan is simple. We have to get rid of the brake pump, the pedals, the shifter and the handbrake lever. You've seen me mounting these, so let's do it like that. Done. Okay, as you can see, we gained access holes, so I think that now I will try to vacuum as much as I can from the whole thing, and after that I will push what's left with compressed air, and I will try to rub it with vacuum cleaner from the other side. So fingers crossed that this will work. Oh my god, there was a lot of stuff in there, but this time I got all of it. And like I said, it was trapped here, here, and here, and over here. I didn't know that there is a passage here and here to the tunnel. So this time everything is gone and the whole tunnel is empty. That's good. Okay, one mission done. And I think that I found a way to paint it. Call me crazy, but this might actually work. Okay, so this is a regular paint gun and this won't work. Not a chance. But look at that. Boom, check that out. This is the gun that I used for the undercoat, and I kept that empty can. And now look at that. It has that nozzle that sprays straight and to the sides. So I think that if we will mix that and we will put it in here, this might actually work. So let's do that. Don't do it, guys. Do not follow my steps. I messed up really bad. I ruined my perfect chassis. Damn it. So that thing didn't want to work at all. So I started to mess around with it. I made it shorter. It still didn't want to work. And what I did was I squeezed that hose and suddenly it started to work. So guess what? It sprayed paint everywhere. Everywhere. Guys, the whole front of the chassis was in a million gray dots. Everything was covered in that paint. The tires, the disc brakes, the coilovers, the brake calipers, everything over here. And look at that. You can still see how far it went. So everything till here was gray. I went into a panic mode and I started to clean that mess. So sorry that I didn't show it to you, but I had to act fast before the paint dry. So now it doesn't look that bad, but see that I wiped off that gray paint. So if you know me, you know that I will repaint all of that. This is what's left and it bothers me, but I found a way how to cover it. Check this out. And boom, brand new. So I'm happy again. And yes, that was a stupid idea, and I didn't paint all of it. I did this section right here, and this is very good because this rusts the most. I did a bit right here, and as you can see, I did this area as well. And you know what? It's enough. I won't do it ever again. And that means that we can finally mount the gearbox. Yes! I was preparing for another scene and I found an issue, another one. But of course, we are going to fix it in a moment. The gearbox is connected to the chassis with that. This is the ground. One end of it is over here and the other one should be over here. But as you can see, there is nothing here. There should be a stud over here or a hole for the bolt, but there is nothing here. Damn it. Okay, so this is the back of the black Beetle, and see this? This is the ground, and there should be a stud sticking out from the chassis, and we don't have that. Okay, the ground is gone, and look at that. I think that we can weld the bolt onto that flat spot in our chassis, and it will look exactly the same as this over here. So now when we know how it looks, I think that we will weld that bolt over here and it will do the job, right? So we need to grind down a bit of that paint, weld it, and of course later I will paint it because I want it to look beautiful. Let's do that. Okay, and we got it. I know, crappy welds, but it will work. I painted it with the primer just for now. Later I will use that paint and it will disappear. So finally we can mount the gearbox. Woohoo! Okay guys, these are the parts that we need to install the gearbox. This is the rod that connects the shifter right here with the gearbox right here. This is the mount. You probably remember those two diagonal holes in the gearbox, so they go in here. This is actually funny. You can tell that it was sandblasted and powder coated by me, but I didn't look long enough at that part and I thought that this curve right here is original. Well, no, this should be straight. So that means that the rear of the car was probably lifted right here. That is why it's bent like that. So this is the mount for the gearbox. There should be another one on the other side. And we won't be using these and we won't be using that. Because now we will be using that. Look at that, heavy duty. And I think that now we can lift the whole car and nothing will happen. If we want to mount that, we no longer can mount these. These are the late model mounts. Now we will be using these, the early model mounts. I did some reading and a lot of guys said that these are way better than those over here. So we will be using these. The bushing that goes on that rod, and it is actually mounted inside the tunnel. You will see that in a moment. This is the clutch cable guide, nuts and bolts. So let's do it, guys. Okay, this is it. So let's start from the front mount. This is the top part and it goes over here just like that. And now that these are mounted but not torqued, so I can still move them around. So we will mount that and we will torque these after we will put the gearbox on it. And now that rubber, and this is my mistake because it goes over here and through that goes that hockey puck in the front of the gearbox, and this is for the later chassis. So this hole should look different. I don't have the other one, so I will try to put that in. It actually works, so that's good. This is awesome. Those two ends of the transaxles are lubed and mounted as they should be, and I have two tubes of CV joint grease, so one for each end. So now we have to put the whole tube in here, and I don't know if you can see that, but there is already a lot of grease in here. So we will put the whole tube over here and on the other side. Okay. Okay guys, we are ready over here, but I did some changes because first of all I took this off and now they are mounted over there because I think that it'll be easier to slide it in. And the other thing is I took the grease that was sticking out and it's over there. So I think that it is time for the gearbox. So let's do it. Okay guys, I had to stop because look at that. Look how far it's sticking out from that mount. What the hell? That mount over here is all the way back. The gearbox is touching that mount. My first thought was that I bought a wrong mount and there might be a mount that's a bit thinner than that, but look at that. This is the package from that mount and it says 65 to 72, so it looks like this is the correct mount. And now I don't know, I'm stupid. I think that maybe it's because that gearbox is from the late model and there might be a difference in length between gearboxes. I don't know, but we have to leave it like that. Or this is normal and I shouldn't panic. Okay, now we will mount the ground, those 2 volts down there and the clutch cable over here. Okay, done. Okay, got it. This should go in here like that. Okay guys, we got it and I love it. I don't know if this is the correct length because it looks like it's a bit too long. So I will probably check if there is a shorter one in a BEETLE store. Of course, when I was installing the clutch cable over here, the clutch cable fell off that hook on the clutch pedal. So I will have to mount it once again, but that's later because now we have another mission. Now we need to mount that rod that connects the gearbox with the shifter. But first we need to mount that bushing. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, of course you can. You see that hole over there? So we need to mount that over there. And through that goes that. And if this is missing or is broken, there is a huge problem with finding gears. So we have to mount that. Let's see if I'm able to put it in like that. Boom! It's in, just like that. That was fast. Okay guys, we got it. So now we have to put that rod through that hole over here, through that hole with that bushing, and we have to push it all the way back over here to connect it with that. So let's do it. And of course we need to remember about the grease, so I will put a bit of grease on that bushing and then we will put that thing in there. Okay, I got it over here, so now I will have to grab it and push it through that bushing somehow. So let's do that. Okay, we got it. Okay, we got it. Boom, one end over here, the other end is over here. And holy crap guys, that was tricky because there is a lot of stuff in the tunnel. There are pipes, the guides for the clutch cable, the throttle cable, fuel line, and a few more pipes. So you have to go like that with that rod. And the best way for me to do it was to grab it with the pliers and move it. Grab it, move it, grab it, move it. So now we have to connect it over here using that. So we need to put that thing on it. Boom, just like that. And now we need to push that through all of it. It needs to come out on the other side, just like that. Now we will rotate it, and from this side we need to put that screw in here and we need to tighten it. Now we have to rotate it once again and we need to put it on here. Just like that. Okay. And the last part is the bolt. Of course I will torque it in a moment, but guys, it's in one piece. But I would love to mount a shifter because I want to see if we have gears. So let's do that. Okay, I got all of the parts right here, so let's do the magic. There we go. It took me some time, but look at that. First, second, third, fourth, reverse. Woohoo! We've got all of the gears, guys, but there is a problem because one turn of that, just a few threads, makes my clutch pedal fall forward and the clutch cable keeps falling off of that hook. So I'm guessing that the clutch cable is too short. I also checked that in the internet, and a lot of guys have that exactly the same as mine is, so I think that this is how it's supposed to be, and we will have to replace the clutch cable for a slightly longer one. But guys, this is not bad, we can easily replace that, and I'm really happy that this is mounted and all of the gears work properly. We did all of that and it looks phenomenal. Guys, this is insane. Guys, we've got the gearbox restored and mounted. This is a huge step forward. I just realized how far we are into that project. It's been only a few months and we've got the whole chassis ready. The last part before the body is the engine. So we are super close to taking that down here, and this scares me a lot because this is going to be a mission. And now, you won't believe, but we've got the first present from our viewer, which is actually my mother-in-law, and look at that. Boom, check that out. How cool is that? And the best part is that it's not bought. She did it by herself. So now I will find a spot somewhere on the wall and I will hang it. So thank you. Okay guys, I am tired, I'm hungry, I want to go home. So remember, your project won't finish itself. Thank you for today, like, comment and subscribe, and see you very shortly.